So as we are in 16th chapter called Daivasura Sampat Vibhaga Yoga. So this chapter happens to be one of the smallest, even though there are much more smaller, it's 15th chapter. When you look at this chapter, especially both the 16 and 17, actually it does not talk about Brahma Vidya, but it highlights the preparation for Brahma Vidya. Because Lord Krishna feels that the preparation is more important than the knowledge. Because if the mind is not prepared, definitely nothing will enter. Even if something enters, you will not be able to retain. Even if you retain, you will not be able to transform yourself. And this only can happen when the mind is prepared. That's why if you look at especially Veda, that bulky books, especially Karma kind of portion, is so bulky, heavy, and towards end, Ishavasya Upanishad. In one page is over. You do not know when it started and when it got over, okay? So that's why we call as Vedanta. So always it happens to be in the end portion of Veda. So Veda knows, the scripture knows very well, the preparation of mind is crucial. That's why in the form of kama, desire, now the Veda gives you different type of kama, desire, and asks you achieve, then you see the limitation of it through the process, your mind is prepared. That's why again I am highlighting the preparation of my mind is more important than knowledge. That's why if you look at this Varnasrama Vyavastha, the way the Varna, so Varna means that based on the quality and action, there are 4 types of people. So don't translate as a caste. And of course, ashram means lifestyles. So we look at ashrama especially. If we assume a person will be alive for 100 years. So first 25 brahmacharya, second 25 grahastya, third 25 goes vanaprastha, and the fourth one is sannyasa. That means 75 years goes for preparation, 25 years only for knowledge. So what I am highlighting here is that we need to be very clear and careful with reference to that preparation of my mind. Because if my mind is not prepared, definitely knowledge is not going to be helpful for me. That's why this human samskaras is more important. That's why you can see for yourself. The word that we use in our day-to-day life, the way we speak, the word that we talk, the way we give importance or not give importance, each word has one type of background in me. the bitterness or the sweetness. Remember, this is the most important aspect of life. Whenever I talk, even if the word I am saying I talk, if I give little more importance, I talk, that means that highlighting the word I, there is some bitter experience or sweet experience. Each word explains the personality of a person. So if this is the case, Lord Krishna thought of dividing this chapter into two categories. But I am supposed to give summary, okay? Because nothing much in this summary, so that's why. One is called Daivi Sampada, other one is called Asuri Sampada. Even though we have elaborately seen, because 1 to 3, Daivi Sampada, then goes Asuri Sampada, from 4 to 21, then 20 to 24 is importance of Shastra. Actually, the summary is complete. It is there directly. But let me present little differently. That's why I thought of going little differently. Now when we say that this Daivi Sampada and Asuri Sampada, now I need to give importance on preparedness of the mind or refinement of me. That's the better word, okay? On refinement of me. So what do you mean by this refining me? You think that what, am I a Pashu or what? Exactly, that is what I want to highlight. First point is that I must understand that I am a human being, Manushya, not Pashu. This is the first refinement. Means, how can you say this? Please understand. What is Pashu? We say, Pashyati iti Pashu. The one who sees but never thinks. That's why you can see the Pashus, the animals, their structure is what? The head and their, okay, if you want to say heart and the stomach, everything is in one line. Whereas human being what? At least head is on the top, okay? Unless you work on your hand, okay? Unless you are a yoga fellow, okay? So you want to keep the head down. That's another point. So here, when you say Pashu, that means a Pashu is basically, Pashu means animal, okay? Pashu is basically moves based on instinct. It is programmed. So whatever comes, Pashu does. Pashu never thinks. Not supposed to think. So now, first level of preparation is what? I should have drishti. I should have understanding that I am a Manushya, a human being. So that means what? I must not do whatever comes to my mind. We'll be seeing in details, okay? Then later on, once I understand this, second type of refinement is what? Me being a Manushya, human being, I have a free will. I have a choice. That's why I become a karta, a doer. Now, when I am a doer, now I need to refine myself there. So how to refine? So whenever I am a karta, a performer, a doer, I need to ask the question to myself. Do I influence the surrounding? Or do I refine myself? As a doer, as a performer, do I influence the surrounding? Or I refine the kartutva bhavam in me, the sense of doership in me. Generally what you do? Always one influences the surrounding. So when the person, that's why there are some people when they come, the thick energy comes, they make you feel uncomfortable. Because of what? Because they influence a lot, no refinement at all. So that means what? Asura Sampada. I don't have to give explanation, okay? Please, you have to understand what I mean, Daivi Sampada and Asura Sampada, okay? Then once I see that second type of refinement is that, am I influencing the surrounding or not? Now, third step of refinement is what? Fantastic. So, whenever I am a karta, there is bhoktrutvam in me, sense of enjoyership in me. So, automatically I become a bhokta. Now, when I am a bhokta, now I have some problem. Because the problem is that bhokta, the experience, always wants to experience. But when I try to experience anything, it is not going to happen according to me. Sometimes situations will literally hit my face. And the experience will be so painful. I will not know what to do. Now, I also need to see that how to improve bhoktrutvam in me. And how it can happen, that's why I need to understand that I am not only karta and bhokta, I am also a mumukshu. Because me being manushya as a human being, me being a karta, a doer, me being a bhokta, an experiencer, remember, is common to all of us. Every human being have these tendencies to enjoy, to go through these three stages. Whether refinement happens or not, don't ask, okay? But the refinement will start taking place when I look at myself as a mumukshu. This is the first seed that I put it. So when I look at what is mumukshu, muktum ichuhu, okay? The one who is desirous of liberation. So don't ask me what is mumukshu, okay? One new word, okay? So that's why you have to be very clear. When you look at yourself that you are a mumukshu, so that means what? Now you take some extra, we say, responsibilities. And that extra responsibility becomes extra duty. That only becomes called extra discipline. Unless and until you look at yourself mumukshu, nothing is going to enter. Swamiji, I am busy. Morning, that too busy. I have to go to the office, I have to go to the work. This is a wrong time, you are taking class. How do you think that I can attend the class? Is it not possible? Swamiji, can I manage skip sometime or other, or don't attend class? Fantastic, enjoy. That means the mumukshutvam in you is not stronger. I hope you understand the concept here, how it fluctuates completely. Because you are not willing to take extra responsibilities. You want to take convenient responsibility. So when you don't take extra responsibility, that means there is no refinement, there is no extra duty, and of course you don't have extra discipline. You have your own discipline, nothing wrong in it, okay? So that means what? Definitely you are not going to see the growth at all. That's why in Shastra, we very carefully say that me should be a healthy person. The most important aspect is called health. But the problem with all of us is when we think of health, what do you mean by this health? So you relate with reference to your pain with physical body. That's why every television channel, every magazine, everybody talks on physical health. You understand? That is a slut. And of course, social media talks, don't ask, okay? Yes, nothing wrong in it. Physical health is must. That's why all Santri Mantra talks, we start with that. Because remember, if you have back pain, nothing will enter only everything will be only on your back, okay? If you have neck pain, like some yoga people do not, I don't know how these yoga people pick up this attitude. The moment they come to Vedanta class, so you can understand they are practicing yoga, okay? How to recognize a yoga student in Vedanta class? I'm not telling you jokes. Just a few minutes, you observe. Starts with. Then after that, anyway, that's their problem, not our problem, okay? So when I have back pain, I have, of course, knee pain especially. To sit for 30 minutes, 1 hour is not a joke. So I need physical health. That's why there is a prayer. But the problem is, I only start only with physical health, end with physical health. But Shastra talks about 3 types of health. So we need to pray to have 3 types of health. Definitely starting with physical health. Then we need emotional health. And finally, we need intellectual health. So in my prayer, I must pray not only for my physical health. I notice people in the temples, they go to physical, pray more for physical health. That's why the pharma industry is more stronger. The doctors are more stronger because all are crazy for physical health. But nobody looks at that there is something called emotional health. There is something called intellectual health. So what do you mean by this emotional health? Now you may ask the question. So we say very nicely, in Lord Krishna in one place says that Asanta mana, I forgot the verse. Asanta manasya bhara. Okay, I have to remember that verse. It's a very beautiful verse comes there. That something asantasya manobharam, something like that comes, okay? So it says beautifully that when the mind is restless, the meaning, the restless mind is a burden. Whereas Shanta Manam, if the mind is calm, if the mind is peaceful, definitely that mind is a blessing. So here when you say emotional health, I need some shanti. I need what we call samatvam yoga uchyate iti. So I need what? Samatvam, the sameness. There should not be so much jerk. If I get one news, little bad, something little good, you understand? Remember, that is not good at all. So that means very clear, you don't have this what? Emotional health. So that means if there is no emotional health, then what happens? Again, asura sampada, asuri sampada, okay? Remember all this point because you have to connect to there, okay? Then finally comes, we say, that time you are emotionally healthy person. When you discover whatever thought comes to you, you are aligned with it. Remember. Whatever thought comes to you, if you are aligned with your thoughts, that means you are an emotionally healthy person. Whereas if you start fighting, if you start negotiating, if you start rejecting the thoughts that comes in, that means you are not an emotionally healthy person. Because only when you are emotionally healthy person, then only you will be able to manage the stress. In fact, emotionally healthy person will not have stress. Then only the person can jump to another level called intellectual health. So when you talk about intellectual health, so intellectual health is something that allows a person to enjoy the intellect. So when I say to enjoy my intellect, that means what? I am in the process of learning. Means I have a set of thinking with clarity. I have clear thinking. Also, I am able to communicate clearly. Remember, these are the steps called intellectual. Many times, you know better, you don't know what to talk. Because you yourself are not clear within. There is emotional issues. So when you are emotionally unhealthy, definitely how can you use this, intellect? That's why intellectually healthy person means the person who knows how to use and enjoy the intellect. Because why I am using this word, again coming back this bhoktrutva and kartrutva. Same concept I can bring it here. When I am a bhokta, now generally that's why I need to pray the Lord. I should have strength just to be a bhokta. Means I must learn to experience. Because whenever I think of experience, remember, with reference to experience, I am helpless, I am choiceless. Just look at you as a father, you as a mother, with reference to your child, do you have choice? Can you predict what this fellow or fellow is going to do or doing? So that means it is very clear. You cannot, please understand, control. This is the most important aspect of every parents. Means every experience I am bringing from parents to experience. You cannot control. You must not control. But you can contribute. Don't become a controller of your children, but become a contributor to your child. Can you see the difference? Because it doesn't help, neither it helps the child nor it helps you. Now same concept also, let me be not controller of any experience. Let me contribute to the experience. I hope you understand. It's a very subtle aspect to understand. So always a common person, this is called Asura Sampata, controls the experience. And when you start controlling the experience, what happens to you? Now, you are completely helpless and of course restless. Because any experience, please understand, also presupposes your past experience, past memory and future uncertainty. That is how put together called experience. It's very simple. I experience this remote. Now when I want to experience this remote, two things are there. My past experience. What is my past experience? Past experience is that what? Oh, fan has to run, so I have to get up. Oh, suppose if there is a remote, so I can use the remote, I don't have to get up. Or somewhere remote was missing, I have to search and find out. I don't want to miss. Even if my class I don't need to hold on, but it should be available somewhere, okay? What is the future? Suppose it is not available, last time it was lost, what will happen? Like that other things happen, many things will happen, or battery will get over, blah blah blah. Sorry, fell down. So any experience must have the combination of past and future. Now, with reference to past, do you have choice? With reference to future, do you have choice? Why and how? With reference to future. Now, future can be divided into many categories. One is predictable future. You can say predictable, controllable. One of the best combination. You can predict and also you can control. Wow, amazing. But predictable, uncontrollable. Especially your old age, okay? Predictable. Don't worry, you are going to be old, okay? But can you control? Sorry. So if it is predictable, uncontrollable, you know what will happen. Third one is what? Unpredictable, maybe controllable. Again, uncertainty. And the worst one is what? Unpredictable and uncontrollable. Please look at. This is what the experience. We don't look at this aspect at all. So to overcome this, except predictable and controllable, other three when it's involved, we need Shraddha. That's why Shraddha plays a big role in our life. And that Shraddha makes or becomes the key factor to change the Asuri Sampat to Daivi Sampat. So what is Shraddha? Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu Vishwasesi Shraddha, but we add Ishvara also. So Shraddha in Ishvara, God, Guru and Shastra. Because when you have Shraddha, then you can say, yeah, I have Shraddha. In fact, I spend some time in japa. When I am going for morning walk, I do japa. When I drive the car, I also listen to you or listen to some chanting. Lalita Sahasranam I chant, I listen to when I travel. Fantastic. Nothing wrong in it, okay? Remember, that is bonus. That is extra. Nothing wrong in it. You must. But don't, think that bonus, imagine. You don't have basic salary, only bonus. Will you like it? No basics will be given. Only bonus will be given. Will you like it? Will you put the paper or not? Enough. You will find out some other job. But now you want to sit only with bonus, okay? So you must allocate some time to spend time with God in the form of puja, japa regularly. And apart from that, while working, you can do japa, nothing wrong in it. Especially there is one organization, okay? Well, they will put a mala and say, talk, Prabhuji, how are you? Prabhuji, please come. Because every day, 21 malas or 16 malas or 18 malas, they have to chant, okay? There is no choice. Hey, it's good, nothing wrong in it. They are definitely better than this so-called people, okay? But they are bonus. Supposed to sit in one place, do japam. Supposed to spend time for puja. However, so now spending time with the God is most important. That is called Shraddha. Spending some time with the Guru is. So how to spend time with the Guru? That's why comes Shastra. Because the thinking of Guru and thinking of me cannot be separated. Doesn't work. If thinking of Guru and my thinking become different, then I start influencing my Guru, okay? So that means what? The experiencer will continue the way I want. The bhokta in me or bhoktrutva bhavam in me continues as it was. Then what happens? Suppose there is a uncontrollable, unpredictable situation comes. Now the bhokta in me is affected. Now will I be able to become a good karta? A doer? It will affect me. Like, before going to exam, you get scolding. Children get scolding, okay? That's why we make sure in the childhood, when that fellow goes to school, exam, they will give some, in India, they will give some yogurt and honey, okay? Okay, enjoy the sweetness and write. Then after that fellow will come back. I have seen, inevitably. So, I don't know how these parents also stupid. What would be your percentage? I have answered everything. 100%, okay? Then when result comes, you know better, okay? Let us get it. We all have gone through, okay? Not that I have not gone through. We all have gone through, but we make the same mistake with the child, okay? However, coming back to the point, that's why we need to, I'll take few more minutes extra, okay? So we need to look at that how this bhoktrutam will not affect kartutvam. Bhokta in me, the experiencer in me, must not affect the doership. For that, I need clarity of thinking. I need to use my intellect. In this regard, I must respect our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, to be really respected in this regard. When his mother passed away, so there was experience. He went, did what is to be done, and again he came back to the office and continued as a karta. So the bhaktrutvam in him did not interfere in action. It's a very big lesson to understand. It's not a joke. So that's why what I need to do, this can happen. This only will happen when you have Shraddha in Guru and Shastra. Because when you start getting tuned with the thinking of the teacher who speaks in keeping with scripture. Because scripture has to tune yourself. We have Vyakarana Shastra. We have Nyaya Shastra. We have logical analysis. So where you don't have any other choice other than using your intellect. So when you start using your intellect, now whatever hurt you have, whatever experience you go through, definitely that experience will not take over. That's why I need the refinement in the level of what? First is physical refinement. And later on, emotional refinement. And also intellectual refinement. And put together is called I am a healthy person. That's why Lord Krishna said, Daivi Sampada is nothing. All these three put together is called Daivi Sampada. Arjavam, etc. Okay? I don't want to get in details at all. Whereas when I do not go through these three, definitely I am full of what? Asuri Sampada. And that is how what I need to do here. I need to make sure whenever I am experiencing, whenever I am a bhokta, I should draw a line. I should create a gap. And I must give a space to my intellect. That's why that samattam yoga uchyate, emotional health. Then only I will be able to use my intellect. That means what? This is what is called as yoga karmashu kaushalam. Skillful intellect. First is samattam yoga uchyate, signifies emotional health. Then comes yoga karmashu kaushalam, that skillfulness. So I must be useful. That's why what happens? I should be a skillful bhokta. I must learn to experience intelligently. Generally, we experience with so, I can say grossly. That's why the gross experience leads to what? Leads to bitterness, leads to frustration, leads to anger. So when I start experiencing skillfully, can you say these words, okay? Experiencing skillfully, or you can say intelligently, then you see the growth in you. Then only you will come out of the samsara cycle, vicious cycle. What is that? Karta, bhokta, bhokta, karta, karta, bhokta. You understand? The moment you are karta, bhokta, in bhokta, there is a karta or not? So we are nothing, the package of karta and bhokta. And this is a vicious cycle. And once the person is caught up in this vicious cycle, definitely that person is not going to escape. That's why what happens? Shastra pramanamiti. Take the help of Shastra as a pramana. That was the last verse. With this chapter completes. More of it we will see tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.